Hi, it's Becca from CraftyRatDesigns, and today we're going to be planning the week of the 22nd to the 28th of January 2018. So this week I'm using the Ouija kit from my shop, CraftyRatDesigns, and I've also pre-cut some of the stickers just to make it a little bit easier for myself when I go to stick them in my insert. Here I'm just selecting the character and icon stickers that I'm going to be using for the week so that I can easily add them onto the quarter and half boxes to mark in my events. I decided to do a lot of the planning on the sheets this week because last week I was sort of fumbling about, peeling things back up, sticking them all over the place, and it was just a little bit of a disaster. So I thought if I do most of the planning on the sheets like I normally do, it may not be as interesting to look at, but the chances are that it'll probably go a hell of a lot better. So usually when I plan, I stick down the characters or the icons, and then I'll add in my writing, and then I'll go in later and stick them in the planner. This will give me a better idea of how I want to lay things out. The first week I was trying to do it differently because I thought it'd look nicer on the video, and I completely threw myself off and it was just a complete disaster. So I've gone back to my normal sort of planning system, and hopefully it'll still be interesting for you to watch. So here once again I'm just filling in my events for in the week, my room numbers for university. Another thing that I did last week was I wrote down where I needed to be and what time I needed to be there, and then I got to the rooms and realised I hadn't wrote down why I was there, so I didn't know who I was meant to be meeting. So this week I've used half boxes instead, and I wrote a little bit at the top about what I'm doing there so that hopefully I won't just be wandering around aimlessly again this week. So now I'm just going in with my Studio L2E word stamps. They're hand lettered stamps. They just add a little bit of excitement to my planner and make it a little bit more exciting to look at, and it just adds a little bit of humour, I think. So I was going in with those, just filling in the remaining half boxes. I recommend that if you're using sort of these kind of stamps, planner stamps, that you should use the Tuxedo Memento black ink. It's really, really nice ink. It does really crisp stamps, as you can see on the Weekend Vibes stamp that I just did. There's rarely ever any, I don't know how to describe it, but as if there's bits of the ink missing. That rarely happens with this ink. So I do highly recommend that, and I will link it in the description if I remember to do so. So I'd kind of lost it at this point. This week was a bit of a disaster as well with my planning. I'm still not quite got to grips with the idea of filming myself planning, but I ended up sticking the stamp on upside down, and then I ended up turning everything over, so it was a little bit of a disaster, but hopefully I'll start getting the hang of things soon and it'll go a little bit better in future. Here I'm just adding my date covers. I was originally going to stamp in the dates as well, but I thought that the coffee cups looked quite cute with the sort of orangey tones of the kit. So in the end I went for those, and I'm really happy with how they look. And then I'm just going in and sticking those date covers on my B6 insert. Once again, this is an insert that I designed for myself. It's a custom design. It is available if you're wanting it in B6 size. Just drop me a message on my Etsy shop, which will be linked in the description below. It's not listed on the shop because it was a design for myself. I wasn't sure whether people would be interested, so I didn't bother listing it. But if you would like to buy this insert, then feel free to message me and I can print one off for you. So here I was just adding my full boxes. Now I know that the camera cuts out after about the second box, and I'm really, really sorry about this. I wasn't sure whether to upload the video and keep it in, but there was that much other stuff that I had filmed that I decided to keep it in the end. But I know that the full boxes are usually the best bit of the plan with me, so I'm really, really sorry about that. So as you can see, it's cut to me I've stuck down all my half boxes and a few of my quarter boxes, and I've also started to add in some of those character stickers. So I've got most of the main dates in. I'm now just going back and adding in any little things that I want to try and get done, or things that I want to try and remember, just in quarter boxes throughout the week. I did go a bit crazy with the character stickers this week. I don't usually put as many as I did, but I was just feeling the munchkins this week, so I just went for it, and I think I've got like 4 on each day. It looks a little bit crazy. I think I may need to tone it down a little bit next week. As I said, usually there's a lot more time spent with the full boxes when I do plan with me videos. Let me know what you prefer. If you prefer watching me stick down the full boxes because they're like more visual, then that's fine. If you prefer watching things like this where I'm doing all my little functionals and filling things in, then that's fine too. But usually I don't put as much of this in. It was just that we lost quite a lot of footage on the full box bit, so I thought I'd try and add this kind of stuff to make it a little bit more interesting. So if this is something that you do enjoy watching, then let me know, and I can definitely start keeping these bits in, because I just can't imagine that they'd be interesting to watch, but that's entirely up to you, so it's what you want to watch really. So here I was just adding in some weather stickers. I like to keep a track of when it's going to rain, or perhaps when it's going to snow, be frosty, because I drive a motorbike, so I need to sort of prepare what I'm going to be wearing. There's a few times where I've gone in jeans and by the time I get home I'm absolutely drenched. So it's good to know when I need my waterproofs for when the British weather strikes. So here I'm just tracking my daily posts on Instagram and Facebook. I'm going to try and post more consistently in 2018, and I wanted to keep a track of whenever I upload something. Maybe some days if I upload twice, just to kind of keep it consistent throughout the week, instead of having like 4 posts on Monday and then none for the rest of the week. I'm not sure whether I'm comfortable with these inserts. There's not much room. I feel like I'm trying to squish everything in. I'm used to having the ombre checklists, and I really liked having the ombre checklist because I could break my day down. I'm considering going back to like the full columns and getting rid of all the stuff on the left hand side, because even with these habits, like I write them in, but I'm not that bothered about tracking them. I'm sort of just writing them in because they look nice. So as you can see, like on the previous weeks, I've not actually ticked anything off, whereas with the daily habit tracker at the top, I always monitor that and I always make sure that that's been ticked off because that's an important one to me. So I may go back to the full columns in the B6 for my weekly planning. Here I am just writing down Alex's shifts for work. I like to keep a track of them so that I know when he can come over, which days he's free and whatnot. Last week I did a full Monday to Sunday sort of weekly thing, but he's only working 3 days this week, so I just did them as like individual icon littles and stuck them with a really pretty work sticker from Anything Elsie. So as I said, this is one of my own kits. I was a little bit worried about the colours in this kit. I thought they were absolutely gorgeous, but they were very dark, and I wasn't sure whether you'd need to write on them with a white pen for it to show up. But I can now safely say that they work really well with your regular pen. You don't need to use any kind of special pen for the ink to show up on them. And even though it is quite a dark kit, I've lightened the middles of the quarter boxes and the half boxes, so as you can see the writing shows up really easily, so you don't have anything to worry about there. And it's just like the decorational elements, like the full boxes, they're the darker parts of the kit, which I think looks quite nice personally. So I was just adding in my decoration stickers and also filling in my to-do list on the left hand side. I really love the style of this kit. Obviously I made it myself, so I'm kind of going to go for something that is my own style, and I just really love weird witchy kits, and this is no exception. So here I've started meal planning as well, so I'm just adding a few finishing touches of meals that I was having on certain days. I know that the beef and broccoli is going in the slow cooker, so I wanted to make a note of that so that I don't forget to actually put it on in the morning. Otherwise I'll have no dinner on Thursday night. But that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know about the full box / functional filling in conundrum. I hope to see you next time for next week's plan with me. This is my final spread. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.